They say love isn't supposed to happen in secrets. That love should be pure, open, and fearless. But what happens when love finds you at the wrong time, in the wrong place, with the wrong person? That's my story. A story of a love affair that shook my world, tore me apart, and yet gave me something I never thought I could feel again. My name is Daniel. Back then, I was 24 years old, a quiet kid from Brooklyn. I didn't have much, just a second-hand piano in my tiny apartment and a part-time job tuning instruments for wealthy clients. Music was the only thing I truly understood. People said I had talent, but talent doesn't pay rent. Most days, I lived on coffee and cheap ramen, working late nights and teaching piano lessons to kids who couldn't care less about Bach or Chopin. Then one evening, everything changed. I had been hired to tune a grand piano at an upscale Manhattan penthouse. The kind of place that smells like money even before the elevator doors open. And that's when I met her. Claire. She was 42. Beautiful, elegant, with the kind of confidence only experience and power can give. She was married to a high-profile art dealer, lived in a glass-walled apartment overlooking the city, and wore perfume that lingered in the air long after she left the room. When she first saw me sitting at her piano, testing the keys, she tilted her head and asked, "Do you actually play, or just pretend?" I laughed nervously. "Play," I said, "but mostly for myself." She leaned against the piano, arms folded, and said, "Show me." So I played. It wasn't perfect, but it was raw, full of emotions I never dared speak out loud. When I finished, she didn't clap. She didn't smile. She just looked at me, like she was seeing something she'd been missing for years. That night, she asked me to come back. Not just to tune her piano, but to play for her. At first, it was innocent. She said she wanted to learn piano again, though I suspected it was just an excuse. We spent evenings sitting side by side, my hands guiding hers across ivory keys. But music does things words can't. The pauses, the silences, the closeness. Our shoulders would brush. Our hands would linger too long on the same note. One night, after I finished playing a piece, she whispered, "You make me feel alive again." I froze. She was married. She was twice my age. She belonged to a world I had no part in. But then she touched my hand. Just lightly. And something inside me broke. What began as piano lessons turned into long conversations, late-night wine, and stolen glances. Then one night, it happened. We kissed. And it was nothing like I'd ever felt before. It wasn't rushed or reckless. It was desperate. Like two people drowning and finding air in each other. Weeks turned into months. I became addicted to her laugh, her scent, the way she'd look at me when the world wasn't watching. But it was never easy. She'd pull away sometimes, guilt written across her face. "I'm married, Daniel. This can't happen." Yet the next time, she'd be back in my arms. Loving her was like living on a fault line. Every moment could collapse into disaster. Her husband was powerful, connected. If he found out, my career would be over before it began. I'd be the kid who slept with the art dealer's wife. But the real weight wasn't her husband. It was the secret itself. We lied to everyone, friends, family, colleagues. I told my roommate I was teaching late lessons. She told her husband she was attending gallery dinners. Every lie made the walls tighter. And yet, I couldn't stop. I didn't want to. Because when I was with her, the world disappeared. It all came crashing down one winter night. We were at her penthouse, the city glowing outside the window. She was playing, badly, but beautifully. I was behind her, guiding her hands. And then the door opened. Her husband. Time froze. His eyes scanned the scene, her flushed cheeks, my hand on hers, the wine glasses. "What the hell is this?" he growled. Claire stood, trembling. "It's not what you think," she whispered. But it was. And he knew it. That night ended in shouting, broken glass, and me being thrown out into the snow. For weeks, I didn't hear from her. My chest ached like I'd lost a part of myself. I told myself it was over, that it had to be. But then, she called. Her voice was shaky. She said she'd left him, that the marriage had been dead long before me, that I wasn't just an affair. I was the first time she'd felt real love in decades. But love isn't enough. Her husband destroyed her reputation in the art world. My name was dragged through whispers. We became exiles in our own lives. Still, we had each other. It's been years since then. Claire and I don't live in Manhattan anymore. We moved to a quiet town in Vermont, where no one knows us, where the air is clean and the nights are silent. Sometimes, when I play piano, she sits beside me, resting her head on my shoulder. We're not perfect. We carry scars. People judged us, some still do. But what they don't understand is this. Love doesn't always come at the right time or in the right package. Sometimes it's messy, inconvenient, even dangerous. But if it's real, you fight for it. And I'd fight for her again. Every single time. That was my story. A secret love affair that cost me everything, but gave me more than I ever dreamed. If you've ever loved someone you weren't supposed to, you'll understand. Because love doesn't ask for permission. It just happens. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful emotional stories.